Welcome back to It Ain't Rocket Science. I'm Adam Balkin. For some students, going back to school can be a nightmare. But as we've shown you in this episode, learning about STEM isn't that scary. But that's about to change as we check into the Chamber of Horrors. Think sitting in class is scary? How about using what you learn in class to scare other people? That's exactly what this group of fear fanatics is doing at the Chamber of Horrors haunted house.
There's tons that goes into it. I think a lot of people don't realize the work and stuff that goes into a lot of the animatronics that you see in a show. It's something you'll walk by and it'll pop out at you for 3 seconds, and that's a huge, complex animatronic that's been programmed and designed to do all these crazy movements. And we go through and animate those ourselves. We do all the programming, all the sound work.
Most of our stuff is all air-powered. We have 3 very large compressors in the back powering most of our pneumatics. But for a temporary haunt, we are a very complex haunt. We have wiring all over the place. We have, probably around 30 miles of wire just streaming throughout this 10,000 square feet.
The key to this scare is using STEM to create an immersive experience.
For me, it's all self-taught. I always loved computers, and that was just something that just kind of clicked naturally. We use 3D modeling programs to come up with these ideas before we come in here and actually build it. This is a temporary show, so everything that we have to do, this is all done in 4 weeks.
We work in here at the, forest is, we're gonna distress brick. And we're gonna make it look like it's part of, a whole environment. We're gonna use a little bit of dust. We're gonna put the customers or the victims into a new environment. So every single room is different. Every single room is gonna give you the scare of your life.
The Chamber of Horrors expects to spook over 10,000 visitors this season. STEM, of course, isn't all scary. An installation in New York City is like a playground of art and technology that highlights how the two are intertwined. Our Stephanie Simon spent a day at the Carnival Like exhibit that uses tech to entertain.
It's a carnival of art and technology, complete with cotton candy. And what could be better than that childhood treat? A cotton candy remix.
And things like cotton candy immediately bring up delight. They bring up carnivals and joy and imagination. And so how can we double that, make it an even greater experience? The simple thing is that you put your cone in to spin cotton candy, and it triggers a variety of different sounds and visuals.
This cotton candy theremin is one of several super cool collaborations between artists, designers, and tech pros on view here at Red Bull Studios, New York. And after the dreaminess of that cotton candy, you can also get the feeling that you're flying through a cloud.
I think it's really the aspect that you get a sense of these dream worlds that you had as a kid, and we still have today. When I fly, I still look out the window and see clouds and imagine kind of being in one and walking through a cloud.
This foggy funhouse is the kind of art meets technology that the new museum hoped to inspire with its new Ink Incubator program. This exhibit is the end-of-year showcase and includes this new color matching game.
The new museum has been looking at art and technology for the past 15, 20 years. It's been one of the institutions that's really had a continued engagement and interest in how contemporary culture was being shaped and influenced by technology.
And lastly, in the Cabinet of Curiosities, or is it the Freak Show, a robot named Doug, drawing Operations Unit Generation 1.
It's a bit camera shy right now, but he pretty much sees the movement of my pen and then mimics it. So, oh, there he goes. Now he's just trying to show off, I think. He sees the red of my pen and then makes that movement, but sort of the inverse of it.
An interactive exhibit that highlights the crossroads of art and tech. For It Ain't Rocket Science, I'm Stephanie Simon.
Over the past few years, there's been a huge increase in wearable tech, from fitness bands to smartwatches and beyond. Is the next tech trend in the clothes you wear? At New York Fashion Week, one designer teamed up with coders to do just that. It's where you'll see the latest trends in fashion, but one designer is trying something new on the runway. This dress was designed as part of a partnership between Google's Made with Code and designer Zach Posen to show young girls that science and tech can be found anywhere. Posen designed this dress infused with LED lighting, and the patterns and colors of the LEDs were coded by girls in the Made with Code program. So what went into creating this walking piece of art? We caught up with a technologist who worked on the design.
A lot of what I do is generally work with soft circuitry, and soft circuitry is building circuits onto textiles.
It might look like designing an LED dress is as simple as stitching in some small lights, but Maddie says it's a lot more complicated than that.
How do we get the code from what girls are programmed into the dress? So a lot of the questions were kind of on the more technical side of, to everybody it looks like it's easy and it's magic, but to us it involved like massive battery packs and tons of neopixels and like thousands of lines of codes and exporters and like Python scripts and all of this stuff that we needed to make it technically feasible.
Also on hand was the First Lady of New York City, who says it's important to show young girls role models in computer science.
It starts in the schools and also in the media, like show them the possibilities. Right. And we don't hear enough about like what is possible. There's so much potential. It's really limitless, and but we have to make it real for them.
If young fashion enthusiasts take Zach Posen's lead, dresses like this may become a mainstay on the runway in the not too distant future. Well, that wraps up this episode of It Ain't Rocket Science. As always, to find more hands-on science, technology, engineering, and math opportunities in your neighborhood, head over to www.connectamillionminds.com. And until next time, it's been a blast.